Chapter 205. Stomped to death by the hoof of an ox, becoming a high-grade spirit body too. What the hell is this guy? Shinu had never witnessed this scene before and asked, Corpse Stitcher, where did this guy come from? One Xylian had a strange expression. His name is Bloodrobe Old Ghost. Previously, he was seriously cultivating to become a demon beforehand. But ever since he resurrected this time, he hasn't been very serious about cultivation. It's indeed abnormal. This is the first time I've seen such a battle. Shinu was speechless. Suddenly, the Black Mountain Ghost howled, then moved its hoof away as if it had been electrocuted. It raised its hoof and took a few steps back. Looking down, a small pit appeared at the bottom of its hoof. It was smoking hot. He was stunned for a moment before he realized that he was injured. This time, Sanchi did not appear at the side. He stood in the pit. Golden runes circulated all over his body, emitting a mysterious and firm power. He did not move like a mountain and looked like a small golden man. His aura surged, and he looked even stronger than before. This was a sign that his mid-grade spirit body had been upgraded to a high-grade spirit body. At this moment, even if his body did not activate any rune power, its strength was comparable to high-grade Dharma treasures. If he had the qualifications to clash with numinous artifacts after activating it. What is puncturing the hoof of the Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor? There were already many ghosts watching the battle in the surroundings. When they saw the powerful Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor suffer a loss, they were all dumbfounded. In this spirit land, there were not many who could hurt the Ghostly Emperor in front of him. Human, are you very proud? The Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor poked down his hooves and snorted. If it weren't for your small body, do you think you can get to hurt me? Oh. You even know the principle that the smaller the pressure point, the greater the pressure. Sanchi raised his eyebrows, and the aura on his body grew stronger. In that case, I'll pierce through your body later and verify that fact. You do have some ability, but unfortunately, it's just some unpresentable tricks. They're useless in front of absolute strength. As the Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor spoke, his body actually began to shrink and his strength became even more concentrated. The corners of Sanchi's mouth twitched. It seemed that this guy was not a fool. After realizing that his body was strong, he did not arrogantly fight him with his large body. He can actually shrink. After condensing, his power density should have increased too. Sanchi narrowed his eyes and observed. When the latter's body shrunk, his aura became more stable and heavy. An obvious sense of oppression assaulted his face. This guy had become even more dangerous than before. Swoosh! Sanchi's vision turned black as he was sent flying with a bang. The high-grade diamond spirit body barrier that he had just condensed was clearly distorting as cracks appeared. He was shocked. After he used his nomological power, his body was equivalent to a human-owned Dharma treasure. It was not an exaggeration to say that he was now a special numinous artifact. Under such circumstances, the other party actually showed signs of breaking through his barrier. It could be seen how terrifying his destructive power was. Under the powerful pressure, Sanchi waved his palm without hesitation, and collided with the subsequent attack of the Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor. Amidst the muffled sound, Sanchi personally felt how powerful the other party's brute force was. He seemed to have turned back into a mortal and was being struck by a raging bull. He could not help but retreat. When Janu and the others saw that the Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor was actually attacking with all his might, their expressions changed continuously. They hurriedly retreated to avoid the powerful waves, and the two sides collided. Dang! Bang! 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 Sanchi was smashed into a sorry state by the Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor. He was forced to use all his strength. The 9 light sources on his body burned, and his 9 cores were all activated. Coupled with the imperishable golden body system, he used up all his might to stabilize himself. The more Sanchi fought, the more excited he became. The blood in his entire body boiled as he continued to fight Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor head-on. How is this possible? How can a person who has just entered the Golden Core realm do this? The Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor is at the nascent soul realm, and has not even at the normal nascent soul realm. Shinu found it hard to accept. His close combat ability is actually so terrifying. He can fight and also escape. Who can do anything to him? One Zillion's expression was complicated. He was already content that he did not get killed when fighting with him previously. The Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor, who had attacked more than 10 rounds in a row, experienced San Shi's power in full force. He became more solemn. Very good. Let's see how long you can last. He didn't believe it and growled, "Get down." With a heavy step, a circle of waves spread out, and he was faster than the waves. He clenched his fist and smashed over with unstoppable force. San Shi had no choice but to block with his arms, but he was still forced to retreat. He's too strong. It's very difficult to kill him in a short period of time. San Shi thought to himself, should I use the Spirit Command Talisman to control him? While he was thinking, "Stop," a loud shout appeared behind them. Mountain-moving Dao suddenly appeared, and like a falling meteor, he blasted them away with a bang. We're all on the same side. Stop fighting. He pressed down on San Shi's shoulder and said to the Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor. At the same time, Grand Senior Master, is your temper still so bad? San Shi was surprised. This Black Bull was the great Senior Master of the people who cultivated the mountain-moving path. HMPH, this person is deliberately provoking us. If we don't suppress him, how do we keep up our reputation? Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor breathed out to streams of hot air from his nostrils. He was furious. The blood-robed elder's temper is a little bad, but has not an unreasonable person. He also came over in a hurry to find his beloved maidservant, worried that she would be eaten by the demon king Kai Huo. Mountain-moving Taoist intentionally found an excuse for the blood-robed old ghost and exaggerated. San Shi frowned. These words sounded half-true. Could it be that the demon king Kai Huo was really going to eat ghosts? He wondered if Bai Shaokan was still alive. For M8, the Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor was in disbelief. Senior Master, that's indeed the case. It's all my fault for being bribed by Kai Huo and sending his maid over. Wan Xilian hurriedly explained. He was also afraid that he would be implicated if San Shi caused too much trouble. Swoosh. The Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor stared at San Shi with his bell-like eyes. Your nickname is Blood Robes. Yet, you're a body-tempering cultivator. I don't think you're suitable at all. You might as well be called Vedra instead. An image of a gorilla involuntarily appeared in San Shi's mind. He hurriedly shook his head and wiped it away. He pursed his lips in not a boar. Are you saying that I'm a boar? The Black Mountain Ghostly Emperor's expression darkened. Senior Master, blood-robed old ghost, stop talking. Mountain-moving Dao snapped. HMPH, your strength is not bad. I'll give you face today and not argue with you. He waved his hand with a cold expression and turned into a black shadow to leave. Soon, another black mountain appeared in the distance. San Shi could not help but take another look. You must be very curious, right? Senior Master is cultivating a divine power. He needs to maintain this state and absorb the earth demonic chi at any time. If he can transform into 1,000 feet Black Mountain, he can go to the netherworld realm. He can turn himself into a mountain. He was originally a human. San Shi was curious. Yes, but that was thousands of years ago. In order to cultivate this divine power, Senior Master fused with the soul of a demon bull, so he no longer sees himself as a human. Mountain-moving Taoist nodded. He can actually do that. Doesn't that mean the son he's talking about is really his son? San Shi looked at the little ox head in surprise. That's right. Mountain-moving Taoist nodded. In our heavenly ghost sect, if no soul transformation cultivator leaves this world when they are alive, they can still choose to completely transform into ghosts and continue to live a second life. This is how a portion of the ghosts here came about. At this point, he sighed. However, this path is not easy. After all, you have broken through the limit of your lifespan. After turning into a ghost, your mind will be polluted by the evil aura of the world and you will lose your mind. It's easy for you to become an irrational evil spirit. San Shi could not help but think of the sealing array in the ghost pit. He was deep in thought. So the array formation outside is used to seal powerful evil spirits that have lost their minds. More or less, in our heavenly ghost sect, every time someone dies at the end of their lifespan, they will come here to search for a second life. Some people fail, some succeed, and those who fail will basically become crazy. You know, the scariest people in this world are not bad people or devils, but lunatics who don't have any sense or logic. They don't recognize anyone and only have desires. They only know how to kill. If you encounter such existences, the weak ones are fine, but the strong ones are basically a death sentence. San Shi was shocked and agreed with this sentence. However, So what if he really met a lunatic? Lunatics are afraid of people who aren't afraid to die. He should be the most terrifying existence. Mountain moving Daos looked at the green sun in the sky of the spirit land and sighed. This thing is the 9 nether black crystal that helps the soul turn into a ghost and forcefully stays in the human world. I hope I won't need it in the future. Otherwise, I'll most likely have to borrow the demon's soul to maintain my rationality and eventually become a monster. At this moment, Jinnisvo sounded, Elder Mountain moving dust, Demon King Kaihuo and his maidservant Tarhir. When Songshi heard this, he turned around and saw a beautiful figure looking at him with a smile. Elder. She called out crisply with a sweet expression.